Thank you all so much for attending today. My name is Bryony Zasman, and today we're going to show you the new FlyerBuilder from SNS. We at Zoom Catalog have worked with SNS for the last 8 months to get this program up and running and to provide the most advanced FlyerBuilder in the industry. The FlyerBuilder will allow you to create flyers from scratch with all the product information preloaded for you. You can easily customize fonts, colors, pricings, and descriptions. Once your flyer is complete, you can save, download, and share your flyer via email, social media, etc. The goal is that SNS will become your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. I'd like to remind you all that we do have a survey available for you if you want to take it after this call. It will just take a couple seconds to fill out, and you'll provide one of the flyers you make with the tool. And you'll be entered to win one of 2 Amazon gift cards. This is one of the last webinars in the sessions that we scheduled, so I believe that the survey does close tomorrow. So if you want to enter, you'll need to take care of that today. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. We do have half an hour. We likely will end a little early, so if you have any questions, please feel free to type them into the chat box. At the end, I will run through those questions and get them answered. We're also happy to provide a one-on-one webinar for any one of you or anyone in your company, so if you feel that's necessary, please feel free to reach out and we'll set up time to do that. To get started with the new SNS FlyerBuilder, you will start on the SNS Activewear website. You're then going to log into your account. You will need to log in to access this tool because it does include wholesale pricing. So I'm logging in, just taking a second here, and once I'm logged in, I can go to the Resources tab, and I will look for the new FlyerBuilder in the Marketing section. From here, I could watch a quick video on how the tool works, and when I'm ready, I'll click Try FlyerBuilder Now. It will then take me to the landing page where I can get started. Now, this tool is very new, so we have a couple of phases planned where we are going to start introducing more and more features over time. So what you're seeing today is the very first version of FlyerBuilder. This will allow you to start with a blank canvas, which is the page in the middle of my screen. But in the future, you will have the option to work with flyers that SNS has built and also to choose templates so that it's a little bit more easy to create something professional with a little bit less effort. But right now you'll start with your blank canvas and you will have the option to add different elements to your canvas. All the elements are located on the left-hand side of your screen. You can find products, you can view the products you find, you can add images, text, and shape. So I'm going to start by going to the Image tab. Now you can see here I have quite a few images available. These are my images I have uploaded to my account. You will all have your own images, so likely your own logo and possibly some of your customers' logos. And then you'll be able to simply add them to the blank canvas. Now I've added my logo. It's in the middle of the canvas. It's quite small and it's not where I need it to be. So I can change its position by clicking and dragging it, or by changing the position coordinates in the side. I can also then click on a corner and drag to make it bigger or smaller. So you'll place your logo where you feel it looks best. I'm then going to use a shape to add a little bit of definition to this flyer. You can use shapes for whatever you need, but I'm going to use a rectangle just to create a line break here to set up a little header for my flyer. I'm then going to go to the text tool and add some text. You'll notice as I add different elements to the canvas, I can view them here, so the rectangle and the logo. And I'm going to go ahead and add some text as well. So when I type in my text, I can edit all the settings on the right-hand side of the screen. I could change the font, the size, I can change the color. I can also then change the alignment, position, and opacity. You can also change the size by dragging the corner of the box. And then like before, I'm going to click and drag this where I need it to sit on the flyer. So I have now set up the header of my flyer. I'm happy with the way it looks. I can easily move things around a little bit if I need to. And you can see my layers are continuing to build here. I can actually move position of these. Right now it doesn't really matter, but if I wanted to put a circle behind a logo, I could do so and position it into place. Now that I have my canvas set up, I can now start to add products. To do so, you're going to go to the Find Products tab, and you'll be able to search the entire SNS product database right from within the tool. So I'm going to go ahead and look for polos for my customer. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, and the system will go find any polos available from SNS. Now in these search results, I can start scrolling through and see what is available. I can also click more details if I want to read more about this particular item. So I can see all of the different colors and the different color images available. I can read a description of this item. I can see the product numbers and the mill number. I can also get all available options, the sizes and color swatches, and I can also view the pricing. Now from here, as I go through these, I can automatically add them to my canvas, or I can choose to save them to a folder. The folders are yours, so the folders are going to be ones you create potentially for a project you're working on or for a particular customer, or even just with ideas. So instead of just adding this right to the canvas, I'm going to instead save it to a folder. So you can see I have 3 folders already created. These I made in the past, but today I'm going to do a new folder. So maybe Kim is our customer and we're putting some polos together for her. And then I can go through and add some more items to the folder we just created. So we can see that polo folder we created is available here. So this just makes it nice and easy for you to start sorting products, finding the ones that are good for your project without actually adding them right to the canvas. So now that I've chosen a few polos for this particular project, I'm going to go ahead and get started on building my flyer. To do so, I'm going to go to Add My Products, and you'll see here we can view all of those folders we have available. So I can click on the one we just created and see the products we chose. I can then start adding them directly to the canvas. So you'll see when I add it to the canvas, it preloads all of that information that is associated with that particular item. So I get the product name, the product number, the product description, pricing, and so forth. And the really nice thing about this is I can change it as much as I want. So I could start by changing the layout. I could put the image on the top, left, right, bottom, wherever I think looks best. I can then also change the image so I can see all the different images that are available for this particular item and switch it out if I want to. I can change the opacity and size here. I can also edit the product name if I wanted to, or turn the product name or any of these items off. Product number, we can change that. I know that that is important to many of you, so you could change out your product number or remove it altogether. You'll see as I select and unselect this box, it disappears from the canvas. I can then also change the description, so if I wanted to shorten it or add to it or rewrite it altogether, I could do that right from here. And you can always reset it back to what it originally came in as if you feel you've made a mistake. You can also add colors. We do not automatically include all of the swatches because some of the products from SNS have hundreds of swatches, so it does get a little crazy. So we give you the option to add them all in or select them one by one and choose the ones you want for this project. And then last, we can include price. The price you can choose to include the retail version. You can also choose to just enter your own price altogether, or you can mark up the wholesale price. So this makes it really quick and easy. We can mark this up 36%, and you'll see that it does that work for me and automatically reflects those changes on my flyer. And as mentioned, we can always turn the price off altogether if we prefer. Now that I'm done with that item, I could go back to it. If I wanted to set it back to all its basic settings that we had before, I would just click reset. I could make a duplicate of this item or delete it altogether. But I'm going to leave it as it is. Now I'm going to go back to my folder here and continue adding items. So now this particular item, I feel the description is a little too long. It's exceeding the image size. So I'm just going to go ahead and maybe read through these bullet points and fill out which ones I want to remove. and just shorten it up a little bit so that it fits on the canvas a little bit better. So you have complete control of what ends up on the canvas that your customer is going to see. We can even stretch this out. And also going in here and pulling in our swatches again. And then I'm just going to continue on adding the products I want to add. Shortening up the descriptions to make it look better. And pulling in our color swatches. Now, as mentioned, we are working on some new features that we will be launching, and we are going to be introducing what we call global settings. It will allow you to mark up all your product pricing at one time, maybe change all the colors of the titles, add in all your color swatches at one time. So eventually, I think in a week or two, you will have those global settings, which will make it easier, so you can just add all your products to the canvas and then change the settings universally at one time rather than individually. So I have my 3 products on the canvas, but I'm out of space. However, I do want to show some more of these products to my customer, so I will be able to go Manage Page and add another page. So you can actually add as many pages as you need to your presentation. If you wanted to actually include the header that we had, I'm going to delete page 2. You could clone this page and it makes a copy. Now in the copy it did bring those products back over, so I'm going to delete them off of this page. Oops. Alright, so now I've removed the products from this page, but I've kept my header, and I'm going to continue adding products. Now if I go to a product that's already in the project, it will warn me that I've already added it to the canvas, so I don't do that again. But I'm going to go and add some products we have not added. So I'm going to continue adding these products in here. I'm not going to edit them all too much, you guys get the idea, but you can edit them as much as you feel necessary. I'm just checking, I have a question here. I want to make sure audio and everything is okay. 1 second, guys. All right, we're good. Sorry, somebody was actually just asking if it is recorded. This is a recorded session, so if you want to watch this again, we will send it to everybody after. Okay, so we've made our 2-page flyer now. We are happy with the way it looks. I could obviously continue adding pages if I wanted to, adding additional text if I wanted an additional message here. We do actually we just realized we didn't include sizing, so we are in the next week or two going to be adding the ability to add the sizes of the items, but we do have some users who actually manually entered them with the text tool. However, you don't have to worry about that as we will introduce it in the next week or two. Okay, so we've made our flyer, we're happy with the way it looks, and we're ready to go. So we'll go to Save and Share. We'll name our flyer and add a description. This is just for your own reference, so I'm just going to fill that in and hit Save. Now the save is a little slow. We are going to be implementing a process where you can continue working and you'll actually get an email when it's done. So this will take maybe 30 seconds to a minute depending on how many products you've added. So if any of you have ever used YouTube and uploaded a video, it'll run in the background, and while it uploads you can continue doing things, and when it's done you'll be able to go back to it and see that video that's published online. We're going to do a similar thing. So for now you do have to wait. It's a little slow, but soon you'll be able to move on and you'll get an email with your flyer when it's ready. A few things to note. When you name your flyer, you want to make sure you name it something related to your company, as it does become part of what we call a permalink, or the link to your flyer. So if you're sharing this flyer with somebody and you've actually included the SNS's company name and the flyer name, that will show in the end result. Maybe that's not an issue for you, but if you are like some of our users who prefer to have it be really blind, you would just name it something related to your company or your customer to make sure there's no SNS reference there. You'll also then, in addition to the link, which just saved here, have the option to also download it. So we have our nice looking flyer. The link is great for sharing with social media, in your email signature, on your website, email blasts, but you might need a hard copy, and in that case you'll come and download the PDF. The PDF is really high resolution. It's really great for printing, so you could do that. It's also great for offline use, so if you needed the flyer on your tablet, you could download it as a PDF and have that accessible without an internet connection. So here's our flyer, again, really high resolution. And then lastly, you can download it as a PNG, so you can download it as a small image or any size you need. These are going to be a little less resolution than a PDF, but that makes them great for sharing on the internet. So this would be a great tool to make a social media image post or to create an image to plug into an email blast. So you get all the possible formats you need to share these flyers that you create with the SNS tool. You also obviously can share directly to your social media networks. For the more technical user, you do get an embed code. This will allow you to plug this flyer into a website or blog, similar to the process of plugging a YouTube video into your website. And then if any of you do email marketing, you can get instructions on how to now take this flyer and plug it into either MailChimp or Constant Contact. If you have an email service you use that is not MailChimp or Constant Contact, you can definitely still send this. And if you're unsure how, you're welcome to contact us. We're more than happy to help. So that's how you can make flyers with the SNS tool. I'm sure there's some questions. We've had quite a lot of really good questions come in during the other webinars we've hosted. But before I get to them, I'm going to go ahead and make one more flyer. So I'm going to re-click on Build Your Own. I have saved this flyer, so if I want to go find it again, I would simply go to View, Edit, Customized Flyers, and I could find that flyer in my dashboard, so I can get that link or maybe change something if I needed to. But I'm going to go ahead and start again here just to show you how quick and easy this is once you get the hang of it. So I'm going to add my logo. I'm going to add some text. I'm going to add a shape to make some definition. We've seen some really cool flyers from people who have used the text tool and the shape tool really creatively, so don't feel like you have to do exactly what I'm doing here. This is just a suggestion for you. And then you can add your products. So I'm going to go ahead and use a collection I created earlier of plaid products, and I can drop those right onto my canvas. And I can actually maybe do it a little bit differently this time and use a different layout. So I'm going to put the information below the image. So you can see you can really create a nice custom piece to share with your customers without having to have too much design knowledge. You don't need to use a program like Illustrator or Photoshop to create a good looking marketing piece from SNS. So there's another flyer I could save and share with my customers if I want. So this is a very simple process to create professional looking marketing content. And as mentioned, we are going to be introducing some extra tools. The templates are going to be very cool. So they will be a template that you choose before you get started that says I want to create a flyer with 5 products or 10 products, and it'll just be little areas where you drop the products in, or even choose a folder and say create flyer from an entire folder of products. It will then lay them out. Whatever theme is assigned to that template, like maybe it's a Christmas theme or a summer theme, it'll change the fonts, sizes, and colors to make it look appropriate for that particular template. So right now it is free form, which we have, which is great for many of you that like to do your own design, but we will be adding a little bit more of a structured way of doing this. We're also going to be adding backgrounds, so you can choose to apply a background to all the pages or particular pages of your product or project. We're definitely open to all ideas and all feedback. That's where the survey comes in. So if you guys do take that survey, it will help us know which direction to go in with these future phases. But you will continually see updates on the tool. All right, so if you have any questions at this point in time, please type them in the chat box and I'll run through those questions and get them answered. First is, are we going to be hosting this webinar again? I'm sure we will. We don't actually have any scheduled at this time, but we have recorded this particular session, so we're happy to send that to you. And we can also do a one-on-one, so if you want to call us at Zoom Catalog or Courtney at SNS, we can walk you through the tool and help you with it as well. And we have done some demos for companies, so you can get your team together and we'll do a GoToMeeting for everybody in the room. How do you get into the tool? So you'll go to SNS and log into their website. Zoom Catalog does not do the permissions on this, so you must be a distributor with SNS in order to make flyers. Someone's asking if they can add logos to items. That's a really great question. So we will be building in an actual virtual sample tool eventually, but right now you can do it. So I'm going to go ahead and manage pages, add a new page. I'm going to find a blank product here. So we'll get a t-shirt or polo. And I showed you before you can switch the photo. So you can choose a picture or a photo that's a little bit more appropriate for applying a logo. You'll then go to add images and you can upload your customer's logo. It can be either a PNG or JPEG. So when I scroll down here, you'll see we have the SNS logo. This one is a JPEG. If you're familiar with PNGs and JPEGs, of course a PNG is better because the background is clear, so it actually looks right when you apply it to the product. But the nice thing is we have introduced a remove white tool here. So we can remove the white background from that particular logo and turn it into a PNG so it appropriately applies to the product. And then we can go back and add another one. I'm going to change the photo again to a product that looks a little bit better for the logo. And for this particular item, a black logo is not going to work. I'm going to go with the white SNS logo. This one is a PNG, so I don't need to remove white. And I can apply it to the chest of that shirt. So the answer is yes, you can technically add logos right now. We actually are also going to be building a way for you to access your concepts that you create on the SNS website. So many of you probably already do it where you can create designs from here. You'll be able to access those designs and add them to your canvas as well eventually. So you are all some of the first few people seeing this tool, and you will be the first few using the tool. So yes, feedback and input really helps us move it in the right direction for you all. How do you get the survey? So after this, an email will send out an hour after the end of this webinar, so you can get the link to it there. But also in the email we sent inviting you to the webinar, there was a link to the survey. However, if you can't find it, just reach out to us at Zoom Catalog and we can send that over to you. Someone's asking if other suppliers will have this tool. Right now we developed it with SNS. Us at Zoom Catalog down the road will introduce other suppliers to the tool, but right now the idea is for you to build content with the SNS products. Someone's asking if the flyers expire. So you will be able to set an expiration date on your flyer. This is actually something else we're working on. The product information will update if there's a change on the SNS end of things. So if pricing changes, your flyer will update unless you've downloaded it as a PDF. So it is important to let your customers know that things may change over time. All right, let's see. Someone's asking if they can upload a PSD. I'm not sure what you mean. If you're trying to upload a PSD here, you can't because it just wouldn't come out right. So you would need to then save that as a JPEG or a PNG in order to do that. Someone says they forgot their password. That's going to be on the SNS end of things, so just yes, contact them to request your password. I'm with Zoom Catalog, so I do not have control over that. Someone's asking about Zoom Catalog. You can go to zoomcatalog.com to learn more about what we do for the industry or contact us for a demo of our services. But the main focus here is that we're going to be building flyers with SNS's products, and we're going to make it extremely easy for you guys. Someone's asking if they can save their header. So that's part of the next phase. You will actually create templates for your company or have us do it, and you can choose to apply that template before building a flyer. So you won't have to set up that logo header that I did every single time. Any other questions before we end? Looks like I've answered most. There are a couple that I haven't answered. If that's yours, I will get back to you one-on-one. It's just more of a you question than for everybody else. All right. Okay, so that's it for today. I appreciate you all so much for attending. We really look forward to your feedback on the tool and seeing the flyers you create. We hope you find the tool useful and enjoy. Let us know how it is. Thank you everybody for your time and have a great day. Bye-bye.